Hello everyone, Nichi Skamato here. I like to play JRPGs, anime games, and unique games in general. I am 30 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I have a lot to say about this game. Don't worry, no spoilers here. I just want to give you guys my general thoughts on the game. If you want to know what the game is like, go watch the trailers and come back here, please. This is just my thoughts after playing the game. I haven't played the previous Xenoblade games, and I don't play shooting games, just as a note. This game is the AAA RPG we have waited for. Like Call of Duty for the shooting genre, but without the amazing graphics and frame rate. But even without that, this game is beautiful with addicting game mechanics that will keep you clamoring for more. Honestly, I was surprised the moment I started playing the game. I couldn't put it down. The story was so dynamic, even for just the first few hours. The characters feel real and the lines feel real. This story has some weight and takes itself really serious, really fast. It also has funny, lighthearted moments, which is great. I love how easygoing the main character is, but when crap starts happening, he gets serious. I appreciate that the characters in this game acknowledge their faults. It's like when you won't let your friends slide when they do something wrong. Makes the characters feel so much more real, like there is accountability in this game. The gameplay and tutorials flow so well into the story progression, I love it. It's like the game creators are just dancing around us. Surprisingly, the story is very simple and character driven, but the mystery of the characters really makes you wonder what's going on in the world. Now let me talk about how accessible the game is to newcomers. Newcomers to the JRPG genre will have a little trouble understanding the mechanics of this game. Xeno 2 takes a lot of mechanics from old RPGs and makes them new or puts a twist on them. I don't think I would have been ready to play this game if I hadn't played Star Ocean: A New Hope. Like Star Ocean, Xeno 2 has an open world, semi-active battle system, monster-specific item drops, and resource collection points across the world. There are just so many little things that you would know from playing old RPGs that makes playing this game so much easier. Xeno 2 has a lot of resources for different items that you can tap into, so item management is the key to stronger items and blades to use in battle in the game. There are at least 6, at most maybe 10 different ways to get items in the game, from battle, scavenging, treasure chest, treasure barrels, world resource spots, and tons of different shops in the game for each item type. This makes for a very immersive and dense single player experience. Personally, I think Persona 5 is way easier to get into for newcomers just all around. Xeno 2 doesn't have a tutorial placeholder in the menu screen. Tutorials are only viewable once as you play through the game, so that is harder on newcomers. You also can buy hints on how to play the game from different NPCs called informants in the different towns in the game, but I'm not paying for that. So, I feel like this game was meant for a somewhat mature audience, teens and up. Mature JRPG fans can more easily master the many mechanics in this game. There is occasional cursing in the game, and the characters do have big boobs, and there are some like anime-ish fan service moments, but it doesn't go beyond, anything really. The game leaves it up to your imagination, really. For the most part, the game is very clean. It just has some heavy themes. It's just like everyone is saying that Nintendo is marketing the Switch for an older audience because most of the games it has released have been more mature and challenging for the player. Like Mario plus Rabbids, for example, isn't a kid's game. It's a true challenging strategy game with lighthearted comedy. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is challenging as well. this game hasn't been a breeze for me. So I'm traveling through the world sweating because I'm level 10 and I see a level 90 monster running around. It makes it very exciting. I can see these amazing monsters I can fight later, but I can't touch them right now. This game gives the player a lot to do and try out. You have to experiment in the game and learn to survive and coexist with the monsters. Not all of them will attack you on sight, but some will, and they will bring their buddies to mess you up. But I had a lot of fun beating up a ton of monsters in one battle. Made me feel really powerful, and I like to do that to get a lot of XP too. The game has these big attack moves you can only do in longer battles after you build up meter, but it's pretty satisfying to pull them off. The pacing of the story in the game leaves you plenty of time to get used to the combat and mechanics that are slowly introduced. I have tried using all the characters in the main slot of my party, and they are all fun to play, some harder than others. But the combat boils down to an elemental chaining system with a timed button press. It keeps you on your toes, and with the different types of blades and how your party members function as healers, tanks, and attackers, gives you variety and strategy in the battle system. I really appreciate it, and it'll probably get more complicated down the line, but I'm only 30 hours in, so well. My main reason for playing this game is, of course, the dense mechanics, because, you know, RPG players just love their mechanics, but it's also the rare blades in the game. It's kind of like Pokemon, how I just have to catch them all and be balling all around the map with my OP crew. I know using them is just going to be so great. I totally want to see how they function in battle and everything. And then there's the heart-to-hearts in the game where you get actual voice scenes with each and every blade. It's great. I also like the voice acting in the game. The voices are pretty cute and they've kind of grown on me, except for like the main girl, Pyra. She just sounds like she has no emotion whatsoever. But I think it gets better later in the game. Another thing that I like that the game has done is give a specific blade a mini game you play, like an arcade game, so you can make that blade stronger to fight with you in battle. I swear, this game is like a quilt. Every mechanic and story element and game element are just tied and woven back into each other. It makes you just want to wrap yourself in this warm, fuzzy blanket. It's really sad that this game wasn't marketed well in America at all. If you saw the directs, they were pretty poor. And when I went into GameStop to pick up my collector's edition on day one, there was no promotional material for this RPG. And I'm like, why? This is a huge game at December, the beginning of December, and there's nothing to promote it over here. It's just so sad. I know Japan is getting pretty good promotion with their Japanese Twitter and everything, but not us. And Monolith worked so hard on it, and Nintendo put so much money into it, and they had these great Japanese cast that was working on it with the music and everything. And the guy that made the two of the characters in this game, he did the design for them, is the same guy who worked on Kingdom Hearts. And they got individual artists. They got a ton of individual artists to make all the rare blades in the game. So they put a lot of money in this game, but it's just so sad if it doesn't sell well. It's gonna be, I'm just hoping that the word of mouth will get it the exposure it deserves. So overall, this is a game for veterans of the JRPG genre. We are blessed to have it on the Switch, and within its first year of launch, I'm really looking forward to all the main titles coming to the Switch next year, like Fire Emblem, and hopefully maybe Animal Crossing at some point. But that's if I ever put Xenoblade Chronicles 2 down. Thanks for listening to me, guys. I really wanted to talk about this stuff with you guys, JRPGs. But how do you guys feel about the game so far? Do you need more tutorials? Maybe I could make a tips video later? We'll see. Comment down below. Love you guys. Keep playing the games you love. Bye.